It's time for the Ella Johnson Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show, where there are two sides to every story. Enjoy the broadcast. Stay tuned.
I can't hear you. I don't have any. Hey, hey. I don't know what happened.
Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Yes? Someone say here. Ella, we see you talking but can't hear you. Oh my goodness. So he couldn't hear me because you guys couldn't even hear me. You see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. The day will come when the Ella Johnson Show will have its own technical team. Brian, you hear that? I need you, buddy. All right, guys. Well, listen, welcome to the Ella Johnson Show. We're back here. We're live. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching from Facebook, thank you so very much. He is back. So maybe he'll be able to hear me this time. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. You know what the problem was? It was my
Kind of
audio that was messed up.
I tell you,
I'm telling you. I love it. I love it. Well, listen, I am excited.
Because you're
I'm
breaking up.
excited that. Say again. Okay, guys. So we have Thomas Jackson here. Thomas, why don't you say hello to everyone that tuned in to watch you tonight?
Something happened. You're breaking up.
Oh my goodness. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, I can't. Audio is bad.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. But anyway, why we are here tonight, let me start that over. We're here because of what happened in Monroeville, Alabama. Now, you don't have to be from my hometown to care about this situation. If you saw the video, you can't help but to care. So if you would like to know exactly what this is all about, go to my page. I posted a video today of what this broadcast is going to be about. Because right now, the Tunstall family, has no idea why T is dead. They have no idea what is the official cause of his death. There's been no body cam footage. Now, I know, and I know what you're going to say. Oh, it takes time for that. That's true. So while we're waiting, we're having these broadcasts, and we've been committed to it for like at least 2 months now, so that we can talk about it, get your feeling for it, because this is a community concern. And the community has concerns now because a statement that the mayor did make recently, and that kind of has people feeling some kind of way. So I think that we can talk about it here, come up with our ideas, because at the end of the day, guys, we can talk about it, but we have to have a plan of action. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight with Mr. Jackson, if he's able to get back reconnected. But we can still have this conversation, okay? We can still have this conversation. If he doesn't, we can always regroup him. But let's see here. Let's see if we can get him back here. I really want you guys to hear what he has to say because he's the Alabama state representative and he has the power to be able to help in this situation, you know, because he and I talked a little bit about it. Let's see if we can't get him. Are you there now? Good. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I hear you better now. Yes.
All right, good. Well, let's get you talking before we have another issue. I want you to address the group to everybody's here to see you. They didn't come here to hear from me. They want to hear from you. So tell everyone hello
Well,
and who you are and why you're excited about being here tonight.
Well, look here, Ella, I'm State Representative Thomas Jackson, and I served in the legislature for 32 years, and I represent Monroe County. And what happened a few weeks back, I was back in April, a young man in custody lost his life in police custody. And that's why we are talking tonight, because it seems like the investigation is moving slow, and I know it takes time to find all the moving parts that caused this young man to have lost his life. And I'm just not doing this because I didn't know him, but he was a resident of Monroeville. He was a young man. He was a son. He was a dad, and he died in the custody of people that protecting and serving him. I don't know what went on, but I don't have no body cam or anything that showed anything that no more in the video that someone recorded on their phone. But I did get in touch with the mayor and asked for an audit of why it took the department 72 hours to make a report on what had happened several hours earlier, 3 days away, you know. And I also went in the will of the house and asked for an investigation for.
So what if you guys weren't able to hear that? What he was saying is that he talked to the mayor and wanted to know why it took 72 hours before a statement was made. I'm sure a lot of you had those same questions. And I also know that he has been in contact with the Attorney General to ask them to intervene in this. And so tonight, what I wanted to go through with him is because there's a distinct difference between the DOJ and the Attorney General being involved. And I want to touch that. I want to do it with him, but we're going to have that conversation because the Attorney General is the one who the mayor reports to. So if there's any kind of issues in your local, with your local officials and you're not getting the answers, these are the people you are supposed to go to. So he's absolutely right to do that because stuff just wasn't working out in Monroeville with what they were doing. So this representative has the power to ask questions. Okay, so he's back. All right, I was trying to sum it up for you. Now you go ahead. You finish.
That's why we keep in and out. Thunderstorm right on top of us.
Yeah. So you were talking about the Attorney General.
You're breaking up, and I know I'm breaking up as well.
No, you sound good. You just talk. Tell us about the Attorney General.
Yes, I got the letters that I had written to the AG's office for a thorough investigation. I asked him to investigate the investigators because I don't put a lot of trust in the people in blue under these circumstances. And the mayor is ex-policeman, state trooper, and so that's why I wanted outside to independent investigation of what took place. But you know, I had talked with the mayor and asked why it took 72 hours for the report to come forward from the police department, and I'm not really getting the answer from him. He had to go into rehab for therapy, and he said he was going to get back with me when he got out of rehabilitation. But it's been several weeks. But I saw where they had a council meeting, and the mayor made a statement that really troubled me. Being in law enforcement for so many years, he said he's seen worse things than what had taken place there in Monroeville. And the question that came to my mind: what is worse than having someone die in police custody? down and with people that's supposed to be protecting and serving. So I hadn't got an answer from him, and I hadn't gotten a reply from the Attorney General's office. And I sent a reply letter stating why we have not heard and what is the progress of the investigation. And so we haven't heard anything from them as of yet. And so I'm still waiting. I'm gonna just sit quietly by and let this just be, think it's outweighted, and then people forget about it, and then things will go back to normal. I have a problem with the mayor instating those officers and on an ongoing investigation. It's something to be really looked into. Why would he do a thing like that? And said that in the presence of the young man's parents.
Yes.
I went to visit her on the Friday of the week that he died, and she hadn't heard anything from the city of Monroeville as it relates to being condolences. She got a call from the police department that at 7:00 p.m. that her son was dead, and he died around 4 something that afternoon. So it's a lot moving parts and a lot of questions, more questions than answers here. So we need to get in tune with how we go about serving and protecting the people that we elected or paid to protect. So I don't know what went wrong, but we also want some accountability. We want transparency, and we want to let the people know that they can trust the people in blue. So this is really sending a bad signal, in the Black community and any community where someone has died in police custody. A thorough investigation is all that we asking for, and let the investigation take place, and let the results and the evidence bring forth, and then we will move from there. But just not saying anything and not giving any closure to the people, no information, it's saying something that is not really transparent to the people, and it's really troubling. But when you talk to members of the council and other members of elected officials there, and nobody seems to know what is really going on. Nobody's talking about anybody or any.
Okay, so basically what he's doing is just making he's talking about what he's experienced so far. And what I want to get more into the conversation about tonight is, okay, what do we do next? What do we do? Who can make the mayor call you back, right? Because someone can make him do something or say something. Now, this is the thing, guys, and this is where the boldness comes from. They want you to think that you shouldn't even be talking about this. There's still an investigation. Well, what we're saying is we don't trust your investigation. Do I need to be more plain? That is as plain as we can get. We don't trust that the SBI is going to do what they're supposed to do, because that's just like checking your homework and giving yourself your grade, right? You got the police policing the police. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen with this history that the mayor has with them? That's probably allegedly why he sent these people back to work.
Is to ask for an independent investigation from the Attorney General's office.
Yes.
Now, if someone want to go to the FBI, then so it be. But that's my position there. And we have federal elected officials. If they want to get involved, then that would be having the FBI come in and do a thorough investigation. We just want some transparency. We want the people to know they can trust their elected officials and the police department. So there's a problem with that police department.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of turnover there. I don't know what the cause, but we need to look into what the problems are and try to fix it. It's something broken and it needs to be fixed. And we can't do it. It got to be internal. They got to fix their own.
Right. And they're not going to do that, though. I mean, if the mayor had an issue, that's just like saying the mayor wants to chastise his guys. He doesn't want to cut hairs with them. He doesn't want them upset with him. So why is he going to have the initiative? You would think, with his history, because listen, guys, Mayor Andrews is very decorated. He has, he has a long history of law enforcement under his belt. So he knows the proper way. He knows how police are supposed to be. I mean, he was a former U.S. Marshal, state trooper. So it's not like he doesn't know. Okay. He may have lowered the standard now, but it's not like he doesn't know. So we have to hold him to a higher standard, Mr. Jackson. So if he's not going to do it, then what can we do? That's why we have the petition. What power do you have to make the mayor do something administrative? Or like, what power do you have to make them do something?
Well, what would have to be done? Like I said, we got to get the investigation back, the results of those, the investigation that's going on. But he needs to have a plan, internal review, and come up with a plan that for all officers have to follow the protocol. I mean, I don't see how that was protocol when you're dragging an individual instead of having a medical emergency, and you're not trying to call 911 to bring in somebody that knows something about emergencies. And it's something broken. I'm just gonna say that it's something broken, and it got to be fixed. And only the people that lives in that community and serve that community can bring that into fruition, because if they're not pleased, then they got to let their voices be heard. And that's all we're asking them to give us.
Yes. Absolutely.
And there are many people that are talking, but they don't want to go public with it. And I'm not going to stand behind the scenes and try to ridicule anyone. I'm standing front and clear. We want some resolve to this, and we want it for the parents can have some resolve, and the community can have some resolve. And see, think about it. It happened to one person, Tunstall. Now it could happen to your nephew or your niece or your child or your grandson or granddaughter. So we want some accountability. That's all we're asking for.
Okay, well, here's the thing: they're not doing it. So I'm not asking them anymore. I am demanding now. Now we need to demand them. We need some political higher up power now to get involved, because the city council hasn't done anything. And Anthony Thomas went over to Ms. Tunstall's house with you, didn't he? Mr. City Council, he was there with you at Ms. Tunstall's house. Yes, the answer is yes, he was there. And I think that he made some kind of impression that yes, maybe we can get some stuff done. Okay, I'm not good with all the empty promises. Okay, we have the APOSTC. Somebody can get in there and do something, because the APO. Listen, guys, here's the thing: SBI is not going to do anything if those officers are not going to be held liable criminally. They're done. They're done with it. They don't go in there and try to tell the mayor, well, listen, you guys, that's not proper protocol. That's not their job. This is why the independent investigation is necessary. Okay? The DOJ is going to go in there and make sure, because they're not, listen, I don't care about SBI. I don't care about none of y'all. We're totally different. We're federal. I just want to see if you guys are doing what you're supposed to do in this police department. Where are your policies? What are you following your own policies? Are you even certified? Are your guys certified to administer Narcan? Are they certified? Do they get the training? And you know who tells you that? APOSTC. Mr. Jackson. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. Let me try to get you back on. There we go. APOSTC, Mr. Jackson. I've been talking about this for a while now. These guys are the ones that manage certificates for police officers.
They go through police academy, and they are to be AP certified, but it's not so much as certified. It's having some compassion and a mind and a heart, treating people as a human being and treat people like you would like to be treated.
Absolutely. And when that doesn't happen, you have to check it. Yeah. You have to put that in a policy to make sure that happens. And if it doesn't, then that's a cause for dismissal. I don't know what the problems are there. Nobody talking. Okay, so
about
how do we dig? How do we
problem that police officers don't stay long in Monroeville. It's a quick turnaround. So maybe they need to look at why. Why that happened?
Okay, so
It's administration. Administration
right.
is a problem. If you can't keep your officers, there's something wrong with the way you lead. So I'm not pointing a finger, but when you deal with issues, you know, I've been in education, I've been in administration, and you try to fix the problem. Everything starts, you know, and if you didn't charge, then the buck stop here.
Okay, so what I'm trying to get out of Mr. Jackson is when he comes back is what is the next step? Because we already know they're not talking. We already know they're not going to do anything. We already know he sent his officers back. So he's speaking indirectly by doing that. What he's saying is this investigation is pretty much over as far as I'm concerned. You know why? Because this is what the mayor did say. The mayor did say that T actually walked in that car. It's not like what y'all think. See, that's where his head is. This is why I have a problem, because if he believes that without being out there, I don't see how he couldn't think that if he saw the video. See, this is the kind of stuff that gets me fired up, Mr. Jackson, because we saw the video and I know he saw the video. He knows that is not proper procedure and protocol for an officer. You don't have to have a degree to know that is not proper. Correct? That's not proper.
That's correct. That's correct. Common sense will tell you how to be humane to a person. You know, that's all we ask. And
so when police officers get out of line, right? When police officers get out of line, who has to check them?
Yeah.
Who?
That's exactly. That's why you hire people to be administrators, to own your department, and you have to, and they have to set the standard, you know. And if you can't abide by the standard, then you have to just get another profession. But this is so unbelievable that these things would happen, and people act like nothing happened. I don't care what the character of the young man before that day. What he had done prior to that day. It had nothing to do with him dying that day. What happened to him that day why he left here. And so I don't know. Some say he was tased, some he was pepper sprayed. I know one thing, say he ran into the woods. So that means that you're exerting yourself if you're running. And so and that means that if you get sprayed by mace or pepper, it's hard for you to breathe, then you get tased, and that's double whammy. And so all that is on the investigation. We hope to find some truth on what actually took place, why he lost his life in police custody. That's the only thing that we are asking for. Be transparent, be honest, be open, and serve your community, and let the people know that they can trust what you're doing. Otherwise, it's going to be skepticism, and people are going to always do something because the police is not fair. We want them to be fair. We've lived through some of this stuff. Well, black guys dying with police killing and all this. We don't want this to happen in our neighborhood. But let us find out what caused it and see, can we prevent it, fix it, and make sure it doesn't happen again. But we got to hold these officers accountable. If they are involved, let them be held accountable. Just putting them back on the force, that's a bad way to see. That's a bad message that you're sending to the people in that community.
Okay, well, can you call the mayor and tell him that?
Oh, sure. I would call him and tell him that. Okay. He probably watching this show.
I hope so.
I don't have a problem with that. So,
yeah.
We are not enemies. They're paying out. We friends. I work with him. I try to carry out his bill, his local legislation. I represent them. So we have communication. But what really bothered me a little bit, I hadn't heard. He ain't got back with me, and that's what troubled me a little, that he hadn't gotten back.
Yeah, that's trouble. That's troubling a lot of people, because he's not getting back to you. He's not getting back to his constituents either. So here's the thing, Mr. Jackson. Honestly, with all due respect, I don't think that Monroeville is going to do anything until they are told to do it. Okay? The city council can call a public hearing. They can do that. They can call a public hearing, get the citizens in there, and you know what can happen? The mayor, the police chief, all of them can sit right there and let the citizens question them. Why won't the city council do that? You were with Anthony Thomas, right? At Miss Sharon's house, yes?
Well, you're breaking up on that, but I know that there's somebody that is in this part of the city, and they should have a council meeting to come to some resolve in that meeting to let the mayor know that what he's done had been proper to them. But you do things without them even knowing about it, and they get it when everybody else get it when you break it on the news. I read in the paper, and because you want to know why he did this. Well, for safety. Well, I'm going to say this. I know I may not be, but I think the sheriff deputies would have served that city while these, if that was the case, while those people was on administrative leave, and they would have done that, and people would have felt better. But now that you done put them back on the force, and it really sends some bad messages to the people that I represent. And I just want to know what the problem is. And
well, the people that you represent, are watching the show tonight, and they want to know what it is
they're watching, they're wanting what's best for their city. And and we're gonna all have to work together to make things happen.
Okay,
you can't sit back and say, well, the representative's gonna fix. No, the only thing we've done is ask for an investigation, an independent investigation from the police. So that's the Attorney General's, and so I'm still waiting to hear from that office.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to, if a letter is sent to city council and requested them?
You're breaking up.
Okay. If a letter is sent to the city council requesting a public hearing, would you attend that hearing?
I'm not getting that.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Okay.
I don't know. Monroeville is a pretty nice city, and it got some pretty good people there. Leadership is maybe be lacking in some areas, but if they come together, they can get things done. If they work together at it, stand firmly in what they believe in, and ask for answers, and don't accept anything that they get. It's mixed.
Right. So what happens when we ask and they don't do it? Then what? Now what do we do?
Well, let me say this, El, they would have to come up with their own solutions how they would fix it.
They're gonna come up with their own solutions.
We're gonna strategize how we can what avenues can be taken for some resolve, but it's gonna take the local people to make things happen because they live there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one, Mr. Jackson. The people that are local definitely need to start showing up and showing,
so
because that
I'm
is
really
one
concerned about.
Yeah.
If we don't have something done to make sure that there's some transparency here, it could happen again to someone else's child and nothing be done. So you don't just let these things go. We especially at a time that we're in. We're in a very pivotal moment in our history, and so we got to be relevant. We got to be observant. We got to watch, and we got to stay humble before the Lord. Move our feet when we pray. That we're not just gonna sit back and expect you to tell us anything. We'll take it for the answer. But we want the thorough investigation. When the investigation come out, whatever. ABI come out with, that's why I'm asking for Attorney General, and they're gonna have an independent investigation.
But we don't have to wait.
Get one done.
Right. But what I was getting ready to ask is that we don't have to wait for the SBI to get the AG involved. Now, the AG may not get involved because SPI is involved, but you don't have to wait. And you can go to the DOJ if you really feel and have enough proof that, hey, listen, this is going rogue over there in Monroeville. They let the people go back to work. The mayor's not talking. The city council's not talking. Nobody's doing anything. See, this is what gets me going, is when I know what we can do, but there's no one to step up to be able to do that. And in Monroeville, it has to be a concerted effort, meaning it can't just be us here on the talk show talking about Monroeville, trying to make a difference. We need a good group of people in Monroeville that says, I'm with you. I'm with you. Because I will personally come to Monroeville and go to the city council and we'll speak if that's what it takes. But you guys have to support it.
I won't say it take a good people in Monroe to go to council and demand this. It shouldn't be the outsider coming in. People that lives in that community should be the ones that bring forth the debate and the argument, and not being pleased with the results of how the police is doing. It's home folks that lives there being served every day. These are the people that's going to have to rise up to the occasion. And if they don't do that, then what they expect somebody to come in on a white horse to fix their problem? That's not going to happen. It got to come from within. All politics are local. And if they don't do it at home, nobody else is going to come in and do it for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do know
has
that.
To lead.
Yeah.
From that
someone
community.
Has to lead. Yeah, that's one thing you and I were talking about too, that we were like, listen, who are the leaders there? You know, like Dolores said in her post.
Well, you got the NAACP, you got other civic groups that can unite and come and strategize and come up with a plan that they could move forward on. And so I'm expecting to hear somebody step up and do that. Yeah,
well, we've been waiting 2 months. And I haven't seen any.
If the pastors could do that, you know, this is the spiritual thing. So, you know, we got to. Paul said we're not wrestling against flesh and blood, but against powers, against principalities, against wicked spirits in high places, against the rule of darkness. So, if the pastors could come together and build a coalition, the people will follow them, and that's what it's going to take. Leadership from the pulpit.
Well, I hate to be the one to tell you. It looks like that's getting off to a very slow start. You got people that were elected and they're not even doing it. If you are in that seat and you represent the district where T. Tunstall was dragged on pavement, you represent that district. And I'm talking about Thelma McDaniel. You represent that district and you haven't initiated anything, not even a public hearing. Just hear what the people have to say. You don't mind going to them when it's time to get elected. Hear what they have to say. It doesn't cost her anything to go to the city council and say, look, I want to initiate a public hearing so people can come in here.
Whatever you say is not coming through. You breaking all up. But that's the resolve. If leadership isn't from the pulpit outward. And so community, civic clubs, and that's what it's going to take.
What about city council? They're
coming together
officials.
is what it's going to take. We got to have a come to Jesus meeting to get it done, but this is what it's going to to take.
Man, listen,
you just can't sit back and just think somebody going to do for you what you can do for yourself. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, but this is where I'm frustrated, Mr. Jackson. I'm talking about the people that are sitting in those seats because these people put them there. Why aren't they the ones? We can't go in. We want the pastors to get involved. We want the pastors to get involved.
All those leaders have gone to sleep now. Ezra Cunningham,
Mr.
Marshall, H.B. Williams,
remember?
And McClammy. Those soldiers, Reverend Floyd, those men stood up and they kept that. But now we don't have that. I'm
so glad you said that because I feel the same way.
It's going to take somebody coming together and stepping up. The Lord going to say, it's your turn, it's your day to be a Moses or a Joshua. It's going to take that. If that don't happen, then you're going to have more of these things. More of these things going to happen.
I agree that we need our leaders to step up, the pastors and everything. I'm talking about the ones that get paid to do it. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Taxpayer dollars pay them to do it. I want to start with them. I'm telling you guys, if y'all are watching me, because every one of y'all got an email from me today inviting you to speak and be a part of this broadcast. offer your opinion. I'm talking to them. You get paid to represent your people. If you got to find some kind of way to hear their grievances. If they're having to come to this show and talk about it, or they're too afraid to talk about it, like why are you guys there? You're sitting in that seat because these people put you there. Have a town hall. There you go. Ask the police what their policies are, Thelma McDaniel. What's hard about that? You can't just sit there and just agree with everything the mayor says. No, you represent your district, not him. This is why I get frustrated, because the people, yeah, we want the ministers to get involved. We get all these people that we're just trying to give them a job to do it. They should, because they're supposed to be community leaders as well. But I'm talking about the ones that get paid to do it. The ones that came to Sharon's house. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to look into this, and they do squat. Okay. And I hope that the citizens remember this come election time. What I'm saying is I'm tired of asking them. You shouldn't have to ask them. We shouldn't have to ask Thelma McDaniel to do something. You shouldn't have to ask the mayor to do something. You didn't have a problem when you needed that vote. You didn't have a problem going to the citizens then to solicit them for a vote, and you made these promises to them, and now nothing. And nobody just go, oh, well, if they don't want to say anything, they don't have to. No, Mr. Jackson, that's not acceptable. So what I'm saying is, what can be done outside of Monroeville to make them do their job? Who can do that? Everybody has a boss. Who can make them do it? What is the protocol? Because, I mean, we have congressmen. You guys are there. You represent Monroe County. So as a congressman, as a representative of Monroe County, and you see that you see what has happened. We don't know what the cause of it is yet, because the investigation is still pending. I'm not saying those officers caused T's death. What I'm saying is the way they were treated was improper. And we don't need the SBI for that. We don't have to go to them for that. We can call a meeting. Look, Mayor, well, I need to see your policy manual. Show
as
me
their representative, I represent the entire. And so I'm going to say you have your Masonics, you have your fraternities, and people, you have your local organizations and the pastors, because those people can come together and chart a plan, a course forward. That's what it's going to take. and you're going to do it in a manner where you're going to be humane and you're going to be civil.
Oh, I believe in being civil and humane.
That's the only course that we got. If investigation is going to come, we got that going on. And so what they need to do now is organize, get together. So they can keep watch.
Is there, what I'm asking, sir, is there a way?
And keep them accountable in their doings and in their dealing with their constituents.
How do we hold them accountable? That's what I'm trying to get at. How do we hold them accountable, sir?
Because taxpayers pay the salary of those officers.
Yes, that's right.
They got to be accountable.
How do we hold them accountable? We don't hold the position. We can't go in there and put a gun to their head and make them have a city meeting. I can't
hear anything that you say.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry about that the audio is bad and you're not able to hear me. But guys, listen, if you're just tuning into the Ella Johnson Show, I'm sitting here with Mr. Jackson, who is the Alabama state representative, and he represents Monroe County. So we're talking about what happened with T. Tunstall and how there has been a lack of leadership, which he admits to as well, that there's been a lack of leadership coming from Monroeville regarding the situation. What I'm trying to get at tonight on the broadcast is what's next. What I want to know is, how do we because right now we're depending on the police to police the police. We're depending on SBI, they're all in the same circles, guys. Are you guys not understanding where I'm coming from? Do you not understand why my petition didn't say anything about SBI? My petition was about trying to get the DOJ involved. You know why? Let me tell you what's the difference between the attorney general and the DOJ. The reason the attorney general just looking at it, he can say this, you know what? I'm not going to do anything. Let the SBI handle it. It's under investigation. I'm out. He's not going to do anything. He's a Republican and he's all about the police. You got SBI, they're all about the police. You have your mayor, he's all about the police. He's not going to kick up against his own fraternity. These guys run in the same circles. And let's not miss out on the DA. Same circles, guys. So if you're sitting here depending on what is set up to work for you, you're going to be sadly mistaken, I believe. I truly believe, because the support is going to go to the. Do you guys honestly think? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. Do you honestly think that Mayor Andrews is going to go against the police, whether he can see they did right or not, wrong or not? He's not going to. He's not going to. He may talk to them and say, "Hey, look," he may try to coach or whatever, but that can't just be good enough, guys, because this time it was televised. We saw how the police treated this young man, and I don't want to talk about what it was. All of that is irrelevant. That is irrelevant. That's what Mr. Jackson was trying to say, that is irrelevant. What put him there that day? The Monroeville Police Department need to be responsible for how they responded. Why do we have laws? Why do we have policies? Why do we have policy and procedure manuals? Because they got one. I would love for them. I would love for Mandy to sit here and pull out her policy and let me ask her, show me in your book, Mandy, what it says about how you treat someone who appears to have a medical emergency. I will wait. I want the mayor. Somebody tell me what the policy is. What is the policy? What does it say? I guarantee you it says seek medical aid immediately. I guarantee it says that. You know how I know it says it? Because I saw it. Okay? I saw what it said in there about when you tase or pepper spray someone. Now, that is alleged because that's all just in the rumor mill that he was tased and pepper sprayed. So we don't know that yet. But we do know he's dead, right? Do we all know that? We all know that they were driving around a man who was dying. Instead of taking him to the hospital, they took him to the jail. And don't nobody see nothing wrong with that? Nobody sees anything wrong with that. The mayor, you don't see anything wrong with that? Why can't the higher ups, I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is that can get involved in this, ACLU, whatever. Why can't someone speak out? See, this is the thing about friendships. This is the thing about this loyalty thing, because then you can't call people out when you need to. That's part of the problem. Now, you can't be a leader if you can't call it out. You're not going to be able to get the results. So what Mr. Jackson here is saying, and I hope he's able to come back, is that it's going to take a concerted effort between the police, between the city council, the preachers and the community. Okay, we know that. Anybody can say that, but they're not doing it. So now what? Because we've been saying this for 2 months. What I want to do tonight or at some show in the future is someone who is ready to hit the ground and say, no, we know what to do to make Mr. Mayor. Yeah, you can't keep ignoring me for long. I need to know what's going on. Come on. APOSTC. This is what I suggest you guys do. Call and complain. Call APOSTC. It's the Alabama Peace Officers Standards and Training Commission. These people are there to make sure that cops don't do like what we saw, that they don't get away with that. But they won't know if you don't call and complain. Now, I will say this. I called. They didn't call me back yet. This seems to be the going thing here that everybody's doing, just dismissing this. So why don't you guys call? Flood their phone lines until they figure out how to call people back, because this is how you're going to hold these officers accountable. Talking about it is not going to do it. Wishing is not going to do it. Praying is not going to do it. You got to do something, okay? And to do something, you got to let them know. We already know the SBI is not going to be the one to take care of these officers' bad conduct. We already know that. We know that it's APOSTC. We know that these guys, SBI is just looking for the criminal aspect. They're looking to see if these officers committed a crime that day, okay? And I can pretty much guess that they're going to come back and say no. And that's why the mayor put them back at work, because he already knows how they're going to rule. That's just alleged. I don't know that to be true, but I'm just going to take a guess, because I can't see the mayor, with all the experience that he has and as decorated as he is, that he would make that kind of move to let these officers go back to work if he felt like there would be a lawsuit coming their way. He wouldn't do that. He's not going to gamble on Monroeville, because Monroeville is not ready for that kind of lawsuit, right? But I want to say this, and I want to put this in you guys' ear. Listen to this. You have police officers that were driving around with a man in the car who was dying. Because, see, we got to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to come on here and I'm going to tell you exactly like it is. He was dying. Now, one or two things happened when they went to that jail, okay? Because they tried it. They wanted to try to take him to the county jail so that he can be in their custody and all this kind of stuff. I don't give a squat about this back and forth between the Monroe Police Department. I don't care about that. Because you know who can't stand here and argue about it? T, because he's gone. While y'all sitting here playing footsie with, well, they didn't get us. We're not going to be, I don't care about that. Okay. I'm not here to say one thing, one way or the other about MPD or the sheriffs. At the end of the day, when he got to that Sally Port at that Monroe County detention facility, he was either dead on arrival or he died after he got there. One of the two happened. Do we all agree on that? Yes. One or the two happened. So I think it is crucial to know the log, the actual digital of that call, so we can see play by play, look at the times. Because see, timeline is crucial here. Why is timeline crucial here? Because that means that he either died before he got to the jail or he died after he got there while they were just standing over him watching. So why, Monroeville Police Department, did you even take him to the jail? I don't know why you guys aren't outraged about that. That was intentional. That was intent. Like, why not just go straight to the hospital? When he was allegedly saying that he couldn't breathe and that he needed water, that didn't give you guys a clue. So let's talk about when you're supposed to get a clue. That's what your training is supposed to teach you, when to get a clue, to know what to look for, to know what to hear. You guys go back, like I said, look at that video, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. You're going to see what I'm talking about in that video when they're placing him in the car, and you see the part where the door opens, and you know, like where the door is open and it's right trying to get into the vehicle. You never see T's head cross that. You never see it. Go back and look at the video. So if his head didn't cross, where do you think? That means that the cousin was right when she said he was laying face down. Selena said he was laying face down, and it looks that way now. When I look at that video again, so if he was laying face down, guys, cops, police department, Monroeville Police Department, what does your protocol say? You have to make it easy for him to breathe. And when you laid him on his chest, you helped him die. And then who knows what was going on in that police car? All we know is that by the time you get to the jail, it was them that had to tell you he needed a medical emergency. You mean to tell me from the time y'all dragged him, placed him in the car, drove around, you didn't realize you had a medical emergency? And you want me to think that they're trained? Come on, guys. I can't deal with foolishness. I just can't do it. Let me take some of these comments. Thank you for looking into all this. As we talked about, all of this could have been avoided. The mayor is a joke. All Monroeville does is cover things up. So you guys know this. So this is why you can't, because I hope that Monroeville is watching this broadcast. God knows I sent the link. Listen, we don't have to be enemies. We don't have to be. We can all work together and find out a way. But now make no mistake about it. People are tired of talk. Monroeville has a history, okay? It's not the sweet little To Kill a Mockingbird place that you guys want to present to the people that don't know what's going on. But we know your history. And I talked a little bit about it on my last broadcast with Johnny D. Because, see, we didn't do the right thing with that one either. It took someone from the outside, or this man would have died sitting around listening to the police. The sheriff, Tom Tate, talking about all of this, that, oh, we got our guy, we got our guy that's, he killed that girl, and you're just so sure. All the public pressure, and he just was so sure. And it just rolled on out. This man was going to die had it not been for someone stepping in and doing the right thing, guys. We can't allow stuff to just slide. You can't do it, because next time could be your child. Real talk. Let me take some of these comments, guys, because I don't think we're going to be able to get Mr. Jackson back. We'll try to schedule again. Monroeville wants to protect their tourist dollar. Yes. That's all they care about. The mayor had a severe stroke. He doesn't care about us. That was pretty bad. I have seen worse. That is a real itty thing to say. Again, he doesn't care. He knows there's a looming law. Now, I definitely want to be mindful. Okay, we got to have our manners. This man is decorated. He's highly decorated. He was appointed by Obama. He was a state trooper. He's highly decorated. So that's why I raised the standard. I expect more out of him. You know how this should work. And for you to sit here and not even reprimand, and I don't know if you reprimanded these guys or not, but just to just let that slide, sir. And it's not just us that's talking about this as far as disapproving of you. If we did the polls in Monroeville, I'm pretty sure your disapproval rating is pretty high there, because people are very disappointed, especially with the comment that was made at the city council meeting with the family there. That was not cool. That was very insensitive. And I'm not the only one that said it. Then when you have Mandy, who puts out this statement, which I know Mandy didn't write that. I'm sure your attorney had to approve that before you put it out. You guys should have looked at the video before you wrote it. Just saying. You really should have looked at the video first, because she made it seem like he was alert. But then 5 minutes later, you're giving him Narcan. It didn't make it make sense, Mandy. You should apologize for that, especially by this whole narrative he refused to walk. Y'all tried it. I know you don't think nobody believes that. All right, the mayor will not communicate with you. We have had terrible communication with Andrews. Getting him to communicate with you is a joke. Yeah. That's true. He's done. Even his friend, Mr. Jackson, he doesn't call him back. He doesn't respond. I'm sure y'all didn't see this coming because you just elected him again, but he doesn't respond. This is why I am not the one that's going to sit here and continue to say, we just need to all work together. We know that. Nobody should have to tell us that. Okay. This is stuff you should know. You are a professional. You've been in the business long enough to know what leadership really should look like. I don't understand why our standards are so low. And then y'all turn around and then don't vote. I'm okay. Everybody got to get it tonight. And I'm hot too. Man, come on. We got to do better. We have to do better. It's been broken a long time. Yes, Monroeville, before Johnny D, they tried to frame me. Oh, really? I did not know that, Jasper. Oh, wow. So, listen, I've heard so much stuff coming back since I started talking about this story, guys, because my inbox is just full of people with stories. That's why I don't understand why you guys aren't yelling more in Monroeville. I don't understand why you're not showing up for the protest. I don't know if you're having any more, but you should be. There's some things you guys can do, but it's difficult for me to do more because I live here in Orlando and I am fired up to do whatever is necessary, but I can't be the only one fired up, right? If there is a group of people, maybe 15, 20 people that's really ready to sit down and write that letter saying, listen, Ms. McDaniel, we need you to call a public hearing. Yeah, we're ready to come up there. We got some questions for the mayor. This is the stuff that you guys have at your disposal. Why don't you use it? You can't say you didn't know, because I've been telling you since I started talking about this. I study so you don't have to. How about that? I study to find out what I can tell you guys to help you fight back so you don't have to look for it. And I'm telling you, you don't have to wait for SBI to be done to do something. They're lying to you because you know why? Think about it. I want y'all to think about it now. Hello. As long as SBI has it, there's no body cam footage. That's all under wraps because SBI has it. You see the games they're playing. It's all about, it's a game, guys. All of these departments say it. They all do it. They all say they can't talk because of SBI. That's crazy. That's not true. That's not true. Post her phone number. Okay, we will do that because I know that Leanne definitely did a post with all of their numbers on it. I will post it tonight. And y'all call every single person that's watching this broadcast. I want you to do this first thing tomorrow. I want you to call Mrs. McDaniel and I want you to say this. Say, we are demanding from you that we would like a public hearing called. She can do that. She can even bypass all that rigmarole. So don't let her tell you she can't. She can bypass all that rigmarole that they put in the paper about what you got to do to get this and then. No, she can bypass that because she is the city councilwoman. City councilwoman. She can do that. Okay. She can call that public hearing. And then what happens? You got the mayor, you got the chief of police, you got the city council, and every one of them is sitting there for you guys to ask whatever questions you want to ask. Ask him. Ask him about seeing the policy that the police have. Ask them about what they're supposed to do when there's an emergency. Ask him. They have it. And there's nothing, and you know who else can ask? Your city councilwoman. She can go and say, look, chief of police, mayor, listen, I had a young man die in my district. And I need to see what your policy is. I need to see what that looks like. I need to mandate something, some body cam. They can set, who do you think make the laws and the rules in Monroeville? The mayor? No, it's the city council. That's why they're there. Put them to work. Y'all stop letting them off easy. Make them earn it. Make them earn your vote. Make them earn your money. Y'all paying for them. I know you wouldn't go and just pay anybody to just show up and you don't change anything. You don't try to implement anything. And you're there for 4 terms and nothing has changed. The city, your area still looks as raggedy as it did when you started. Come on. You guys good with that? Not saying that's what it is. I'm just using that as an example because I don't know what the area looks like that Ms. McDaniel. I know one thing. I know T. Tunstall's dead. And I know it happened in her district. And I know that she hasn't done anything to try to implement or do something better so it doesn't happen to someone else. And you guys are letting her get away with it. So tomorrow, every single one of you, call her. Call her office. Call her office and say, no, we demand. And call her all day if you have to. And call every single day. And email her if you have to. Because on this flyer I'm going to post, it has the email address as well. We can't sit and wait for other people to do it. Because you see, they're going to make excuses for what they're doing. And we need the pastors. No, I want first. I mean, yeah, we want the pastors, but I want the ones that's getting paid to do it first. Yeah, let's call them out first. Now, pastors, they're going to, it's all political now anyway. Everybody's looking for an angle to see how it can benefit them. Nobody really cares about the community. Okay, let's just go there. I said it, and I'm in it. We just care about all other stuff. It's not like what Mr. Jackson said, where we had those soldiers. Yeah, those people are gone. But listen, we came in a generation. My generation was taught by those soldiers. That's why I'm here, and that's why I'm still here, because they taught us the importance of voting and for standing up for what's right. And they also taught us the importance of standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves. In this case, that's T. Tunstall. So I know I wasn't raised. I was raised by some of y'all parents too, because y'all know how we did back in the day. Everybody raised everybody's kids. Don't forget that training, guys. We are leaving it. The kids that are the people that are coming behind us, our grandkids and our nieces and nephews. What are we setting up for them? We just gonna let this slide? No, we can't do that. Now, it's one thing to not know what to do, but when you now know what to do and you don't do, it's on you now. It's on you. 1984 Judge Kobe tried to accuse me of stealing 2 4-wheelers. They harassed my parents to try to make me confess. See, and that was when? 1984? Guys, listen. There will come a day. You'll get tired. You'll get tired. I thought that what happened to T would have energized Monroeville. But you guys, I'm telling you, we got to put a plan together. I don't want to just keep coming here to this broadcast just to talk about the problem. We need a solution. Okay? I am on the solution phase now. Y'all all know the story. Y'all have all seen the video. About 5,000 people clicked on that video today. So I know you saw it. That's it. That's the video we're talking about. That's the video that's got us energized. Now, Ella Johnson's show is coming here wanting to know, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to keep talking about it? Are we going to keep people telling us, well, we just got to come together? No, miss me with that, guys. If you can clearly see Monroeville has no intention of doing anything about this. And they're sitting on their hands because they're hoping that we'll stop talking about it. They're hoping it'll die down. That's why, I don't know, why aren't we having any more protests? What's going on with that? What's going on with it, but you guys weren't showing up either anyway. So what is it that you want to do? Tell me what it is that you guys feel comfortable enough to do that doesn't frighten you. I tell you one thing you can do: make phone calls. Call tomorrow and ring their phones off the hook. Just keep calling. Y'all need to stop calling here. What you can't tell us keep calling there. We're paying for this phone. Yes, you are. You're paying for the seat that she's sitting in. It's her job to listen to you. I don't care if you call her 50 times a day. She needs to talk to you every single time, because she wouldn't have that position if you weren't there to give it to her. So make her earn it. If you're upset about what happened to T, do something about it. Stop talking about it. Be about it. All right? Renee says, we need the village back. Oh, girl. What? Oh, I miss that village. Y'all know what she's talking about. The village where we had just everybody pitched in and helped with the families and fed the kids and taught the kids. And, we got lessons from Miss Ola May and I got lessons from Miss Sarah Davis. And none of these women were my mother, but they were empowered to be able to teach me no matter where I was. And if they needed to pop me for doing something out of line, they could do that and nothing would be said. That's the village she's talking about. Yeah. When we show up, they target us. Nothing has changed. Only folks doing anything right is the sheriff's office. I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that the sheriff's office is doing some good stuff. I do see that they're arresting a lot of people. I see a lot of drugs stuff going on, and that's great. But I'm ready to see the ones that's actually making it. I want to see them get arrested, not the ones selling it. Because if you really want to get rid of it, you got to get rid of the ones that's bringing it. Just real talk. That's the way I look at that. But good job to the sheriff's office for what they're doing and making a change in Monroeville. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due, right? So appreciate that. But listen, guys, I think that I am, my time is almost up here. I really wanted to be able to talk to Mr. Jackson, but we kept having technical difficulties. But here's the thing. This is what we were going to definitely be talking about tonight, because I wanted to make sure that you guys understood what it is that you can do. And I wanted to hear him say what he can do to assist, because he represents. And I think that what he would like to say if he were here, hopefully I'm not stepping out of line, Mr. Jackson, but he would say, guys, y'all need to come together first. Y'all need to get organized on the ground first. Y'all need to get as many people, find out who wants to be involved in this, because those are the ones I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with people that just want to come here and watch the show and know they're not going to do anything. The ones that say, oh, look, I'm with you. What are we doing? Then let's deal with those people, because we may have to get it done and people catch up to it later. But if it dies down now, this thing is over. If you guys get tired now, it's over. It's over, and you're just waiting on it to happen again. That's all that's going to happen. These cops are going to get away with it. Nobody's going to reprimand them. They're back out on the street. They're already back out on the street. That was disrespectful that your mayor put them back on the street. I know what he said. But just like Mr. Jackson said, they could have had the sheriffs Yeah, it looks like they're doing a better job anyway, just saying. So they could have just ran everything. Nothing is going to happen here. We need help from the Capitol. And free the people 9075. That is exactly why I'm here tonight. And I wanted Mr. Jackson, because I realized they're not going to do anything in Monroeville. It's not going to happen. Your mayor is never going to talk about this. Your city council is never going to do anything unless you guys put their feet to the wire. And you know what? It's maybe you need to get the media in there. Let the media come in there and do stories, because they're not going to want all that media attention. No. They don't want that. God, we don't want people to know that we got problems here in Monroeville. Monroeville has a good name now. Everybody knows it for To Kill a Mockingbird. Harper Lee. We don't want to mess that up. Well, it's time to mess that up. Okay? If you don't want to talk, we can get it one way or the other. Either we can do it voluntarily or involuntarily. You guys don't want to talk to us. You don't want to just call a meeting and let's come together like grown folks usually do. What's wrong with that, guys? That's simple. That's simple enough. Put it in the paper. Put it in the paper next week saying that, we're going to hold a public hearing for the citizens of Monroeville that want to come down and talk about what happened to T. Tunstall. And we want to open this up for anyone that has any questions about the decisions we made. What's wrong with that? Very professional. That's leadership. That's what it looks like. Okay? Because you have to, at some point, it can't just be all about you. And so one thing that I do know that Mr. Boatwright did go to Sharon's house. I know that Anthony Thomas did go to Sharon's house. He went there. Matter of fact, he took Mr. Jackson to Sharon's house. So all that's good. All that's great and lovey. Thank you for the hug. But when you walk out the door, now what? What did you do when you left? By the time you left, did you go back to your office and try to implement something, or was that just talk? Because they know nobody has time for all this talk. We need stuff done. And I'm speaking on behalf of Sharon when I say that. She needs something done. She needs answers. This woman has sat day after day just waiting by the phone, waiting to know what they're going to say about what caused her son's death. Was there something wrong with him? Did they do something to cause his death? Did he get sick? What was it? Was it really drugs or whatever that was in it? What was really going on with him? She doesn't know. And then all she had to do was look up and see the mayor put the same guys that saw him alive last back to work. I don't owe y'all anything, he says. I ain't got to explain what I'm doing. Cocky? After y'all just elected him. Ain't that something? Mr. Jackson is not going to help. Mr. Jackson is not going to help. Why do you say that? Free the people? Why do you say he's not going to help? Yep, call the media. 1,000%. 1,000%. Everybody that's watching, it doesn't take but a few. You call them and you keep calling them. No, I need y'all to come down here and y'all need to do something. Y'all keep calling. I'm telling you, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Y'all ever heard that saying? Be the squeaky wheel in your future. Good luck with Mandy. Yeah. Talk, sis. The Boatwrights call Obama's nigga. Wait a minute. The Boatwrights call Obama's nigga. I don't understand that. Okay. I don't understand that, Jasper. Tell me again, baby. The truth. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you know what? This was a shot to try to see what our elected officials in Montgomery can do. There's always more than one way to skin a cat. Y'all ever heard that saying? We're giving everybody an opportunity to do something so that whenever the time comes and somebody else is starting to intervene, we got proof. We got proof. Listen, I'm not trying to be messy. Is that what you call it? I'm not trying to be messy. This is good trouble. That's what this is. This is good trouble because you guys are worth it. You know, I don't live in Monroeville. I'm not seeing somebody being, this didn't happen in my neighborhood. I didn't see it. But if it's happening to you, it's happening to me. I've always supported my city and I always will, despite what people may think I don't do. I don't really care about that because they don't know. Y'all know, right? If you're watching this, I care about my city. So I am with you guys. You have all this. Because listen, when I go and research to try to find out the loopholes and the ways to get stuff done, I can't wait to do another broadcast so I can share it with you, because nobody's going to tell you. But that's my job. That's what I'm here for. So when I tell you guys something, you got to trust me on that. Call her like your life depended on it. And she's going to eventually call a hearing. Or she may try to, hey, can you come in and talk to me? So no. We want it public. No, don't try to get me in the office. No, there's a reason. Because when that public hearing happens, we're going to have the media there too. Yeah. Why, Ella? Why would you want to have the media there? So it can be recorded, right? So it can be recorded. We're tired of all this backdoor trying to make deals on the side kind of stuff. No. We need real implementation in Monroe County, Monroeville, Alabama. Real implementation. You know what I mean? Change the little rules y'all got. I know you got to have some kind of policy somewhere where you need to tweak them. Tweak them to include what do we do in case of an emergency? Because I'm pretty sure APOSTC is already taught them. Okay. Monroeville may have their own little rules and laws, but the state really manages it. So if you don't like what your police are doing, I want y'all to do this too. When you get through calling Thelma McDaniel, I want you to then turn around and call APOSTC and leave a message with them and say that you're calling because you want to file a complaint against the Monroeville Police Department because of the treatment of T. Tunstall. Can I have your email? I'll send you the video. And you send them the video. You can send them the link to the news article, whatever it takes. Okay? This is how you get your city back. You can't depend on the leaders. You ain't going to be able to depend on even the leaders of the leaders. Sometimes everybody is paid. Everybody they're sitting and having lunch, probably watching my video. The ones that told me they were trying to fight. Yeah. They might be sitting there like, man, look at them. She's not going to be able to get them to come together. Yeah, but we may get a few. You might be surprised. I just hope you guys are tired of being sick and tired. That's what I hope. Don't give up. No, Miss Bernice. No. I'm telling you, if I can just have enough people that are ready to fight, we can do this. We don't need a whole bunch. Just people that are committed and consistent and persistent. But if you guys don't stand up, I'm telling you, you will have this happen again. And then what? I'm telling you, it's real. Yes, I was in their store buying food. I placed it back and left. Okay. And they tried to frame you. Yeah. Amen. Tom Tate set the man up just like he did my wife and I. Oh, you see, guys, back-to-back people that have experienced these injustices in Monroeville. And this is not a black or a white thing, guys. It's happening to everybody. So how do you guys help each other? So all of us got to come together. This is not a black or a white thing. This is a systemic thing. I told y'all, for us to break down that blue wall, it's not about a personal thing. Oh, well, let's get rid of Mandy. Oh, yeah, let's vote her out. Let's vote the mayor out. You're thinking it's a physical thing. That's how you think it's physical. No, it's systemic. This stuff, this injustice is built into the system so that everybody who wants to break the rules can get away with it. Oh, yeah. You got people in Monroeville. Guys, I've been listening to stories all day. You got people in Monroeville that are just all day breaking rules and just getting away with it. I've even had people, and this is alleged, I've even had people tell me some stories about your chief of police. Okay. And I'm not going to get on here and talk about this woman because she's not here to defend herself, because that wouldn't be fair. But at the same time, like, what happened? What's going on? I mean, what's going on? You guys have to. We gotta figure this thing out. All right, we're getting ready to get out of here. His declaration should have him two-stepping, not electric slide, not electric slide. Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to do something again tonight. I'm so sorry that Mr. Jackson was not able to stay with us because of technical difficulties, but we got to regroup. And I want you guys to continue signing that petition. We are going to still go to the Attorney General because my petition is not trying to work with the Attorney General because I already know the system. He's part of it. Yeah. What I'm trying to do is get the DOJ involved because they aren't like the rest of them. They don't have the same mindset like SBI and the Attorney General and the DA and all these people that are just buddy and they're just gonna all wash each other's back. I just really believe in my gut that this SBI investigation is going to come down and that's just going to be the end of it. You're not going to hear anything. They're going to say the people have spoken. Now let's stop talking about it. You're going to hear that kind of stuff. That's why we had to start this petition now because of what may come down the pipe, because this is stuff that you can do. When they tell you have to wait for the SBI, that's not true. Okay. That's not true. Google it. You guys don't believe, you guys can check everything I'm saying. Google it. Do you have to wait for the SBI investigation to be over before you're able to start doing other types of things to help get justice? It's going to say no. The mayor didn't wait for it to be over and he sent those guys back to work. So why should you wait? Now, that makes a lot of sense. I know it does. Let me say it again. That was so good. I got to say it again. The mayor didn't wait. Why didn't he wait for the investigation to be over before he sent those guys back to work? Why? You know why? Because he felt like, I'm going to tell you, this is what I think. I think he sent them back to work because he knows what the SBI is going to rule. And he knows he's not going to get in trouble because they didn't do anything wrong in his eyes. So that's why we got to call APOSTC. Because if the mayor doesn't want to check his police department, they will. Oh, yeah. He's not going to want to tell you about that. He don't want to call an APOSTC because they may have to get in their business and see if they come down there to Monroeville and start checking and find out, oh, well, this guy didn't even have a certificate. Oh, this guy was hired and he had all this stuff in his record. You never know what they're going to find, So if the mayor doesn't want to make sure his guys know the proper way to treat, say I'm sorry. Would that have made you feel better, Sharon? Would that have made you feel better if they would have at least said, we're sorry, what these guys did? That was, I know it looks bad, but that is really not what we feel about our citizens. That's not proper. We really thought he was faking because that's what y'all said. You said he was refusing to walk, right? So if someone is refusing to walk, what is that? Faking, right? Okay. And you were wrong, right? Oh, okay. So what's wrong with apologizing when you're wrong? You were absolutely wrong. You were absolutely wrong, Mandy. I know you didn't write it, but since your name is on it, I'm talking to you. You were absolutely wrong to say that he was refusing to walk and bring it into account that he always does this. That don't mean a hill of beans. He's dead, and I know why you guys did it. I get it. You're not fooling me. I understand why you said every one of those sentences because you don't want to get sued. Okay. The last thing Monroeville wants is for this man to have died from excessive force. They do not want that. They are hoping that his death is caused by drugs or something like that. Because if it comes back that it's excessive force, this is why you need that independent autopsy. Okay? Because people have won lawsuits because of it. Because the SBI, the forensic, and all these people, they all work together. Okay? And they'll say, I've seen it. I'm not making this up. There are times where they will lie and say the cause of death was A, B, C, and D. And then a second autopsy comes in and finds and proves that that wasn't the cause of death. It happens. I'm not saying that's what's happening here. I'm just saying it happens. So they don't want, there were some things they were trying to make sure they covered in that statement. They wanted to make you feel like he was alert. We didn't do anything that caused him to die. He was talking. And that was a lie. Y'all go back and watch my video. That is definitely a lie. He was not if he was alert and talking, man, he tell me what he said. I'm just playing devil's advocate now. Tell me what he said. What did he tell y'all? I want some water. I can't breathe. Are those the words he said? Because that's what the eyewitnesses said he said when he was coming out of those woods. So I know that you were trying to create a narrative like Monroeville always does. That's what they did with Johnny D. That's how they do. Okay. That's just how they do. They want to make sure that whatever we say, y'all buy it. Now keep on going about your business. Don't ask anymore. We done told you this boy probably died from drugs. That's what they were trying to say in that statement. That's why they made sure to have that Narcan phase thing on that dispatch. We don't know whether he had drugs in the system or not. If he did, they gave him Narcan. It didn't work. Okay. Maybe that's what that could be. What it is. I don't know how they know he did drugs. I don't know, was he taking them and they just knew to give him Narcan? But guys, let me just share something with you. Just because an officer says they gave someone Narcan does not mean they were on drugs. Okay, y'all get that? Because people who aren't on drugs can get Narcan. It doesn't hurt you if you get it. So just because they put all in the article, we gave him Narcan, and Narcan is usually used for overdose. You see how they made sure to put that in there? Because they're trying to put your mind that way. But this is why it's important to know for yourself. All right. Let's see here. Free the People says, I'm a white dude, and they terrorized me for standing up. You see, this is what I'm telling you guys. This isn't a black or white thing. So Free the People, we need you. Oh, yeah. We need you, Free the People. Whoever you are, Free the People, we need you. We need as many people in this fight as we possibly can. And I'm not alienating anybody white that wants to join. Real talk. So if you're white out there and you have a story in Monroeville, hit me up. I'll come on here and I'll tell your story. And we'll keep telling stories until they'll get so sick of it. Because I'll make sure that I'll turn around and send this video to WKRG and just let's keep a library of all the people that have been wronged by the MPD. Remember what I said, there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Now, y'all may be too young to understand that statement, but I got some people that don't know what that means. Hi, Mario. How are you, dear? Good to see you. 2011, they set us up to protect Mayor Mike Kennedy's gay brother-in-law, exposing himself to our 4-year. So, they set us up to protect Mayor Mike Kennedy's gay brother-in-law, exposing himself to our 4-year-old son. He was set free. We were locked up. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Thank you, Free the People, for sharing your stories with us. We want you to be a part of what we're trying to do here, because we need as many people as we can. And I'm not alienating anybody. Old, white, green, blue, yellow, orange, makes me no difference as long as you got a pulse. You got a pulse, you got a position here for the Ella Johnson Show. Conversation with T continues, right? So if you want to share your story, definitely hit me up. I'm good with that. I'm sure the city is surprised at this intelligent publicity. Yeah. Is there a fundraiser to help the family obtain an independent autopsy? There was not, Renee, because when I first did my very first show talking about this, and I talked about that fundraiser, I said, but let me ask the family first, because I do not like to just do things without their consent. Why? Because I'm spreading their business and talking about them and asking for money on their behalf, and they may not want me to, right? So I went to the family and they were like, no, we got it. So I left it alone. Now, if the family wants to now say, yeah, Ella, we need some help, then let's start it. Let's get that independent autopsy. Now, of course, you know it's going to cost more if we do it now, because you have to exhume the body if it wasn't already done. So I think that's a great idea. I don't see this getting the results that's needed without an independent autopsy, because I do not believe that SBI is going to come back and say anything other than the police are not responsible for his death. I just, because I don't see the mayor going against the police. I don't see the SBI going against the mayor. It's that fraternity. They're not going to break it. We have to do and be the ones, because I'm going to always try the chain of command. first. I reach out to the mayor, you reach out to city council. We do these shows so they know we're talking about them. I know they know we're talking about them. They're probably watching it right now, and I hope you are, because I told you to watch it. I asked you to watch it. We tried that route. We're trying to get the higher up. We got the petition. We're doing all these other little things, calling Congress, doing all of this. At some point, though, we got to step it up, and we can't stop. We have to stay consistent. And there needs to be a lot of us doing it. So by the end of the show, we're going to lay out that plan. And then I want you guys to execute. And then when we come live again, I want to be able to hear you guys tell me what you did, what results you got, and stuff like that. And don't be intimidated, guys. Please don't be intimidated, because come on. Yeah, I hear people tell me all the time, oh, you better be careful. They'll come after you. If the courthouse walls could talk. Ooh, Miss Hattie. If the courthouse walls could talk, all these people that are lynched and blood dripping, 17 lynchings in Monroe County, 17. Walter Lett, we talked about him the other day, 1934. You know, he was sent to die in Monroeville. He's the inspiration behind To Kill a Mockingbird. You know, I would love to see them. Y'all want to talk about the fictional version of the story? Let's talk about the real one. See, y'all want to talk about the real one. Oh, no. We like it better when it's Tom Robinson and it's made up in a book. No. This came from real life right there in Monroeville. Walter Lett, 1934. This man was accused of raping a woman by the name of Naomi Lowry. Okay. She said he did. And see, they looked at her kind of sideways because she was what they considered white trash. Now, I don't like saying that, because I don't think anyone is trash, white or black. But that is what she would have been considered by even white people. And so they kind of didn't want to believe her, but she said, no, he did. So, of course, Walter Lett was like, well, I didn't do it. So he pled not guilty. That's what you do in a case like that. Well, that trial lasted minutes, pretty much. And he was found guilty. And they didn't even have to think about it. They sentenced him to die in the electric chair. Okay. But a lot of people in Monroeville knew this guy didn't do it. They said, come on, man, he didn't do it. So people were writing the counsel for his behalf and everything. Well, the judge says, well, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't kill you. I'll just sentence you to life. Right? Make that make sense. So he ended up in an asylum. It drove him crazy. He caught tuberculosis in prison because of the conditions of the prison, and his own personal health was bad. And he died in 1937. That was the first one. Then 53 years later, Johnny D. Now, they know he didn't kill that girl in the cleaners, but because he had relations with white women, they got him for that. You know, it's just, that's nothing new. I mean, hello, Rosewood right here in Florida. That was a massacre because of a white woman lying. Greenwood, the same thing. So that Emmett Till, we have case after case after case of that happening. So the South is no different. So that's, I'm not trying to be racist here, but that is exactly why some black men were killed, because white women were lying on them, saying that they, raped them or whatever. And so had it not been for God intervening and letting 60 Minutes do that story and getting national attention, they would have killed Johnny D. And it was all a lie. Guys, and this is the thing. It was a cover up by the police, by the sheriffs there. Like, can you be in Monroeville? And now all these years later, we got T. Tunstall. Right, guys? I got you. If you need PC or studio help, that's one of my side businesses. I can help any way you need. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is how we do it. This is how we collaborate. Thank you. Get in touch with me, Free the People, after the show, please, because we may have to set something up. You know what, guys? We may have to do our own town hall. I'll come to Monroeville. We'll set it up somewhere. They can't run everything. You don't want us to do it at the city council? Okay, we'll do it like this, and we'll get the media there. And we'll let them televise it. And we'll tell them why we had to do it this way, because y'all ignored us. Yeah, that's how we could do that. We can say that, they ignored us. We're tired of the being ignored. We're tired of our concerns not being heard. We're tired. So we decided to have our own town hall, and we want all the media here to watch it. Straight from To Kill a Mockingbird. Yeah. How about that? So, like I said, Monroeville, if you guys are watching, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being open to listen to what I have to say. I'm not some big bad wolf, okay, that we can't sit down and talk. But you're not going to BS me. That's not going to happen. You're not going to lie to me because I know too much, right? Right? So you're not going to be able to lie to me. What you can do is be real about a real conversation. And I am open to that. I am so open to that because this is what leaders do. I don't have to live there to be a leader. I don't even have to have a title to be a leader. Leading is an attitude, not a position. Okay? Y'all got the title of one, but you don't act like one. So what does that mean? And you were voted there. You're getting paid to lead these same people I'm talking to. So let's just not go there. All right? You are a real one. Thank you, Stefan. I like your name. Tom Tate ran the coke business in this town. I'll say it, along with Alfred as his henchman. They killed people. Did I see that right? Tom Tate ran the coke business in this town. I'll say it, along with Alfred and as his henchman. They killed people. Uh-oh. This town has been setting people up to cover up their evil deeds for 100 years. Okay. I never would have thought I would be one of them. They set McMillan up because that woman discovered that store was a dope front. Ooh. What? They set McMillan up because that woman discovered that store was a dope front. Oh, now he's coming with some real receipts tonight, guys. I'll help run it. I got people. I'll drag them all out. I'll pack the venue. I know where we can do it. See, Stefan, we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to talk. Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk. Real talk. Pearl says, thank you too. Steven says, just know everyone, I still speak for y'all. I'm still putting in work. Y'all know where I am. Okay. Yep, they did. So Jasper actually knows. Real talk. Wait a minute. So you guys know that this man was killing people? Is that what we're saying? The same guy that set up Johnny D? Wow. See, and this is the thing that's funny, guys. See, one reason this is so important. It is so important for you guys to take time and learn your history. Okay? Don't be ignorant to the things that you think never happened there, but they really happened. That's why you'll understand if you read and learn a lot of stuff I'm learning about Monroeville, because I just started learning a lot of it too. But if you learn a lot of this stuff, it's gonna put a fire behind you too. Because Monroeville I don't remember Monroeville to be this place. I remember the place I grew up to be one of my favorite places in the entire world. And now to see this, it breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart even more that you guys don't care about the democratic process. And you don't even know how serious this is right now. It's not a joke, guys. What these people are doing is protecting their own interests. They don't give a squat about you. And with everybody that I'm hearing here tonight that's had an issue with Monroeville, you should be on the front lines, ready to go. Let's expose it. Let's expose it. Let's get to a place where they have to now pay attention to us. They now have to say, let's sit down and talk. No. When I sit down and talk, we're going to have representation when that happens, because you're not going to try to lie about it, cheat, steal, none of that. And you're not going to get away with just talking. You're going to have to implement some stuff. I want to see it in a law. I want to see it in an ordinance somewhere in Monroeville so that you got your own rules, because y'all already got a police manual you're not following. Just saying. City council, you should want to know what that says. Ask them for it. That's easy. Let's get it in. All right, Stefan, I'm ready. Matter of fact, you can call me tonight. But I was at the game the night beforehand. So is that why the Popo did that? Okay, I'm not sure what she means by that. This is all out in the open. We in this town know the truth. We all do. It's an open secret. Now, Stefan, I want you to be careful. You guys are still there. Okay? But it sounds like you don't care. You are not afraid, and I like it. That's what it's going to take, because I hated to admit it. I mean, I was excited about having Mr. Jackson. I wish we would have had a better communication, that we didn't have this breakdown. But I'm all about making things happen. I'm not here to talk about what the city should do. I already know what they should do. I knew what they should have done 2 months ago. Okay. And they haven't done anything yet. So I'm not in a talking phase. I am in a let's do something about it phase right now. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody needs to tell y'all what to do. You should know that. You've been in the, y'all aren't just new at this. Okay. The mayor has been around law enforcement for like what, 40 years, he said. 37 to 40 years. So he knows what law enforcement is supposed to look like. So if he's accepting it, then we're going to have to get somebody that knows how to say, look, Mr. Mayor, now, come on now. You're a veteran at this. You need to talk to your people. You're alienating your citizens, and they put you there. Now, I don't know, that can't feel good to you, knowing that you got up there on that courthouse steps and asked these people to vote for you and trust you and believe in you. And now they're asking you for something and you're ignoring them. I know that doesn't feel good. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but oh well, it is what it is. And all of you city council that are sitting there getting a paycheck from your taxpayers, okay, they could have voted anybody else in, but they trusted you. Okay, this is a trust thing. And see, I know you guys didn't know that you would have to one day come upon something like this. And now we get to see who you are. You know what I always believe? Heat exposes what's missing. And I'm going to end my show with that tonight. Heat exposes what's missing. And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you a little scenario. I'm going to give you 2 cake batters. I want y'all to, get your batters and mix them up. You got 2 bowls, whatever you put in cake. That's a shame. I don't even know, but y'all know. So you putting all this stuff, mixing your cake batter. Okay. But on one of them, I want you to not put like something in it. Okay. Just for this exercise, don't put like maybe, I don't know, flour in it or something. But they look good. They look the same, right? But then when you put both of those cake batter in the pan, put them in the oven. Turn your temperature up to what, 320, 375, whatever you turn it on for a cake. Go somewhere, come back. Ding. Now it's time to take it out. They went in looking the same because you were trying to fool people. But once they got under that heat, one of those cakes rose and one of them fell flat because it was missing something. So I want you to remember this, and I want you to remember this show tonight. Heat exposes what's missing. So if you're not happy with your cake, meaning your city, that means that now they're under the fire. They don't have what you thought they had. That's all I'm going to say, and that's how I'm going to end the broadcast tonight. So, I'm Exposed Jones. Just know I'm not suicidal. I'm Exposed Jones. Okay, who is Jones? Jones who? My uncle changed Johnny Millen's transmission Saturday. That Saturday. Oh, that was your uncle, Jasper, that changed his transmission that Saturday. Okay, I saw him on the news because he said that there's no way Johnny D could have been at that dry cleaners because he had his car exposed, changing the transmission. I didn't know that was your uncle. Isn't that something? They lied on this man. Got this Bill Hooks got to lie just to get rid of his criminal record for chump change, and put this man on death row. Man, I'm telling you, listen, I can't, because if I start talking about Johnny D's story, I'm sure enough gonna get mad, and I'm not going to bed. I'm gonna be here all night. Y'all will wake up and I'm still gonna be on this show talking. Well, I'm not gonna be able to last that long. But anyway, perfect cover up to frame Johnny D. Yeah, it was perfect. But God saw fit. They tried to set me up 3 times until we got justice. Here I am. Wow. I definitely want you to come on the show, Stefan, and tell your story. I've been terrorized for 15 years. Shoot, so many people are afraid. We all need to band together. Y'all know what I did last time. So it sounds like, Stefan, you're going to be able to get a good group of people. And this is what's going to make it even more beautiful when you have whites and blacks sitting in that city hall expecting. And like I said, we can do our own town hall. Let's get together on the place. We will not advertise it. Only certain people will know. because we don't want them to try to sabotage anything before it happens. We'll make sure the media is there, though, and we'll go live. Yeah, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Listen, Monroeville, we are making a demand. See, I'm not going to be that person that's going to just keep protesting and just keep making noise. No, I get tired of that. I'm not trying to sweat my wig out like that. No, if I'm coming for results. Real talk. All right. So that's what we got to do. And if you're with me, Steven, let's talk. Let's get together. Let's do what we got to do. And let's do what's next, guys. We don't need anybody scared. We don't need no scared soldiers, right? We need people that are ready to hit the ground running. All right, cook, girl, cook. I gave you the tea for your ears later. Okay, Jasper. Real talk. You know where I am. Inbox me. Exposed like reporter. It was a joke. Oh, okay. Right. It's a long day. That's why I didn't get it. Yes, he wasn't there. Okay. All right, guys. Well, we're getting ready to get out of here. It's been real. I know this wasn't the show that you guys expected. The wrong girl opened the store that morning. Oh, so there was supposed to be someone else that opened the cleaners. That's even sadder, man. Guys, listen, I want y'all to know something. If you go to change.org and look up Johnny D, you're going to see that there's another petition there. I think that it's time for me to do something with it and submit this maybe to Cold Case or somewhere so that we can reopen the case. But we have almost 1,500 signatures already that I started this petition a long time ago to demand for a new case to be reopened for Rhonda because her family didn't get closure. But here's the thing. This is what I did learn. That Monroeville had an opportunity to pursue someone that was a suspect and they refused to do it. See, they just wanted Johnny D. So when the world found out it wasn't Johnny D, they didn't care anymore. So mom is sitting around here mad. That's what she should have been mad at, the Monroe Police Department. And she said that. As a matter of fact, I have that. I want to show y'all that before I go. I actually had that. I still had it sitting in my thing here. Y'all want to see it? Right here. They knew us and had been involved with us, but none of them came and talked to us. Felt the police were not as responsive after the charges were dropped against McMillan. It's been 34 years, 1 month, and 23 days. But it's longer than that now. That was a long time ago. But yeah, you see that? She was on the front. She was still seeking answers. So that was part of my encouragement, guys. Because listen, let me tell you, this is not a black or white thing for me. It's not. This is a woman that lost her child, and her daughter didn't deserve to die. She did not. She was a beautiful young lady. Her life was just starting, and Johnny D didn't deserve that either. Because when I have people tell me they think he still did it, that just pisses me off even more. This man was proven that he didn't did it, and y'all still want to crucify him. Just can't believe. I'm not trying to go there tonight. But anyway, guys, did y'all enjoy your conversation tonight? I'm sorry we didn't get Jackson, but we still had a good conversation, right? The same way Gibson beat Ovella Locke was wrong too. Oh yeah, definitely, Pearl. I wish I knew more about her story. Who is Gibson and what happened to Ovella? I would like to hear more about that. Yes, that's what happened. The movie screwed it all up. I whooped Mikey. Okay. He assaults my wife, put a taser in my wife's breast. I choked him out. Ooh, what? Wow, this stuff sounds so crazy, Stefan. It's just so much. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate you all for tuning in tonight to the Ella Johnson Show. That's our time. I'm going to get out of here. Mr. Jackson, if you are watching, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I know we had a lot of technical difficulty, but I do still want to talk because I hear what you're saying, that these guys should do this and they have to come together. Well, they're not doing it. They're not coming together. So I want to know what the next steps are. But at any rate, we are going to be vigilant and we're going to do what we have to do because we want your attention, Mr. Mayor. We want you to do the right thing here. City Council, We want you to do the right thing here. Okay. And then the only thing that we really want from the sheriff is, number one, thank you for doing the right thing that day and telling them to call the police. Like, call the ambulance. Like, I can't believe that it took y'all getting to the jail before y'all did that. That's really funny right there. But I've also heard stories that when he got to the jail, it was already dead. So I don't know. We don't know what happened, but we do want to thank the people that have done the right thing. We can't just gloss over that as if it didn't happen. And one of the things, the silver lining in this, is that when they did go to the jail, the people there responded the way they were supposed to. But I would love to see the paperwork, because I want to be able to build a timeline. That's what I want it for, because we need to pinpoint when he took his last breath. Did he get to the jail dead, or did he die after he got there? That ends our show for tonight, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will messenger with it, and thanks so much. If you guys enjoyed the broadcast, please share it for me. Please like and like and like and like, so that we can get more viewership here on the Ella Johnson Show, so that I am able to come. And whoever it was that said they're good with video and sound and stuff, we're going to need you when I do come to Monroeville for our town hall. Okay. So let's all get together. Let's build a team and let's take care of this ourselves. Right? Do we agree? Love you guys. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a great, he said, stay blessed. Y'all listening now. I'm back. Okay. Have a great weekend, and be safe. I know it's Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. It is Memorial Day weekend, right? Am I off? I don't know. I don't know what day it is. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Have a great evening. I think I'm trying to go. Good night. See ya. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ella Johnson Show. We'll see you next time.
We are supporters of the Ella Johnson Show. We live in South Korea. We have been watching Ella Johnson Show for like a year now, and we love her show. Her show is very inspirational, motivational, and educational.
If you would like to be a guest on the Ella Johnson Show, send an email to theellajohnsonshow@gmail.com or send a text message to 407-334-6997.
We love Ella Johnson Show.